Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're here today. I'm going to bring you one thought that I had this morning while I was in worship, and it is this thought. Are you in the boat? Or are you out of the boat? All right. Now, we know this is what was coming to my mind as I was in worship. The Father gave me this thought, and it's not the first time. It's not the first time He's spoken this to me. But, when the apostles were all in the boat one night and they were crossing the sea, and Christ walked on the water, and they thought he was a ghost at first, but then he said, "It's me, Jesus." And Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water with Jesus, or to Jesus, until he noticed the waves around him. He got scared. He fell underneath the water. Jesus grabbed him and saved him. Okay, so that's the abridged version of that story. But I was thinking, and like I said, not the first time I've thought this, but the Lord brought it to my mind. When Peter got out of the boat, the 11 apostles were in the boat saying, "You go, Pete. You can do this, dude. Go. Do it. Go, Pete. Go as far as you can." And Peter, is the one who stepped over the side of the boat and didn't sink underneath the water. I mean, imagine that moment. How cool is that? And so it occurred to me, those other 11 are not pieces of crap because they didn't get out of the boat too. Because if you look at their life, they all got out of the boat with their faith eventually. Just not during that night. Just not that night. So I just thought, sometimes we're in the boat encouraging the other people to get out of the boat. You can do it. Keep going. Walk towards Jesus. And sometimes we're at a point where we're stepping over the edge of the boat and standing on the water with Christ. And when we're at that point, and maybe that's the point we all should strive for. But I don't think you can contrive that. I think God grows us to that. That's a whole nother video. But in this thought, Jesus is like saying, how much do you trust me? Do you trust me? Do you trust me this much? Do you trust me? Then come here. Do you trust me this much? Then walk this far. He gently leads us towards him. And it's a beautiful process. It's scary sometimes. It's scary to be standing on the water and seeing the waves around you. Speaking of waves, I was driving home just now from the town over. I was at the nursing home. Came home, because driving home, looked up in the sky. I swear, I thought it was a crop duster. It was so low. It was a military plane. And like I've said before, we live by a military base, an Air Force base. And it's those planes, y'all. I wish y'all know. I know there are people out there who've told me what the names of these planes are. But they have wings and they have propellers on the wings. They're not Ospreys, which we do have those too, but they're so loud. The other day I was out in the backyard and one went over my house. It was low enough I could see the details on the plane. That's how if I hadn't been driving, I would have been able to see some detail on that plane. That's how low it was. Now, I know they're training, okay, but I will say this. I've lived here a long time, and I haven't seen them fly this often, this low, all the time. I mean, it feels like it's all the time. Now, I know it's July, and they do their exercises and stuff, but it's different. And my point is, our life is changing. We have an election cycle coming up that, y'all, it's going to be a 3-ring circus. Buckle up, because it's going to be crazy, in my opinion, is that's going to be. We have things happening overseas that are just, are inexplicable. I don't understand them. I've kind of given up trying to figure it all out, and just like, hey, I'm on the water with Christ, and I'm just staying razor focused on him because he's the only thing that makes sense to me. He is the only one who makes sense to me right now. So if you're in the boat cheering those on that are getting out, good for you. Allow God, allow Christ to bring you along enough to swing your leg over the boat. Swing your leg over that boat and test the water. And if you do fall, it's okay. He'll catch you. He'll catch you. He loves you very much. those are my thoughts. I don't know if that helped anybody today, but I will say this. Things are changing. Things are changing quickly. And there's going to be a time I think we're going to be pretty hard pressed to figure out, are you willing to walk on the water with Christ? That's all I have. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.